Recently, some viewers asked me to share my thoughts on India's boasts about its laser weapons. With the intense US-China trade war, I haven't had time to dive in. It's the weekend, so as usual, this channel takes a break to unwind. Let's explore the Bharat Empire's latest entertainment project and lighten the mood. Today, we'll dissect their laser weapons and see just how absurd this high-tech show really is. In April 2025, India's Defense Research and Development Organization, known as DRDO, proudly announced that its 30-kilowatt MKIA laser weapon successfully shot down a drone at a test range in Andhra Pradesh. The Bharat Empire claimed this weapon, with a range of 3.5 to 5 kilometers, can destroy fixed-wing drones and even counter-drone swarms, placing its technology among the world's best. However, like all of India's great achievements, this test came with no video, no images, just a DRDO statement. Fans of the Bharat Empire's playbook know this is par for the course, much like their animated moon landings or space satellite docking videos. All talk and no proof. DRDO didn't even disclose the drone's model, speed, altitude, or any details of the shoot-down. The credibility of this closed-door test is so shaky that even Indian netizens likely don't buy it. The Bharat Empire excels at making bold claims to grab attention, but the international community barely bats an eye anymore. Speaking of DRDO, its glorious history is no secret to global military enthusiasts. This organization, alongside the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, is infamous for fake specs and overhyped performance. The Bharat Empire's military projects are synonymous with delays, subpar performance, high failure rates, and exorbitant costs. Let's review a few of DRDO's classic flops. First up is the Tejas light combat aircraft, billed as a national pride, developed over 30 years, yet still not combat-ready. Tejas lags in performance, with a low thrust-to-weight ratio, cobbled together avionics from Western imports, and a price tag higher than foreign fighters. The Indian Air Force reluctantly accepted it, but constantly gripes about its steep maintenance costs and frequent breakdowns. Another gem is the Arjun main battle tank, developed for 40 years at a cost of billions, only to end up overweight, sluggish, and stuck with outdated fire control systems. Even the Indian Army scorns it, fielding just a token 100 units. Then there's the INSA's rifle, notorious for parts flying off during firing and constant jams, earning the nickname self-harm weapon among Indian soldiers. The most outrageous case is the Dhruv helicopter. DRDO touted it as an advanced multi-role platform, but of the 7 exported to Ecuador, 4 crashed, marking one of the biggest jokes in arms trade history. Shoddy design, maintenance nightmares, and abysmal high-altitude performance were to blame. Ecuador furiously returned the rest, tanking the Bharat Empire's global reputation. These projects, without exception, expose DRDO's technical shortcomings and penchant for exaggeration. The MKIA laser weapon is likely the start of yet another high-tech farce. In contrast, the US and China's dominance in laser weapons leaves the Bharat Empire in the dust. The US deployed its 60-kilowatt Helios system back in 2019, followed by the 150-kilowatt LWSD in 2024. With plans for 500-kilowatt lasers that easily exceed 10 kilometers in range, targeting everything from drones to anti-ship missiles. The U.S. Navy's USS Preble destroyer has proven laser drone shootdowns in real combat, while the Army's PHEL system has downed targets in the Middle East multiple times. China is no slouch either, accused by the U.S. as early as 2006 of blinding its reconnaissance satellites with lasers. China's Silent Hunter series has long been fielded, covering ranges of several kilometers, capable of swiftly disabling drone swarms, with 100-kilowatt level platforms already in testing. Beyond lasers, China wields electromagnetic and microwave weapons, boasting diverse technologies and wide applications. US and Chinese laser weapons range from hundreds to several hundred kilowatts, dwarfing India's claimed 30 kilowatts. The Bharat Empire's vaunted MKIA, with its low power, short range, and unverified results, doesn't hold a candle. DRDO claims it'll develop a 300 kilowatt Surya system, but given India's industrial base, that's just another animated pipe dream. The US and China have integrated lasers into ships, armored vehicles, and aircraft, with battle-tested systems leagues ahead of India. Meanwhile, the Bharat Empire pops champagne at a test range, celebrating a dubious drone shoot-down claim, embarrassing itself on the world stage. The Bharat Empire's laser weapons are anything but homegrown. The MKIA's core components, from laser diodes to optical lenses to rare earth materials, are all imported. India lacks precision semiconductor manufacturing, so laser diodes come from powerhouses like the US and Germany, industrial-grade civilian products, not cutting-edge military tech. Optical components, sourced from the US and Germany, are precise but fall short of US military-grade lenses. Rare earth materials are a sore spot, as India has deposits but no refining tech, relying on imports from China and others. Fire control chips and algorithms, likely sourced from Israel or France, remain dual use at best. These parts, available on the global market, are bought at a premium by India and slapped together into the MKIA, costing $50 to $100 million with abysmal cost efficiency. The Bharat Empire can't even make photolithography machines, relying on Japan, the US, and other powerhouses for 28-nanometer equipment, let alone 7-nanometer military chips. Cooling systems, beam combining tech, and adaptive optics are beyond India's grasp. This so-called high-tech is a facade, far from weaponization. The blowhard traditions of DRDO and ISRO have long made India a laughingstock globally. They even brag about mastering a nuclear triad, but their missiles vanish after launch. Their hypersonic missiles fly with launch covers on, and their nuclear warheads match World War II-era yields with unreliable delivery systems. Daring to use them would be suicidal. On the topic of India's industrial base, we can't skip their parade robots. In 2022, the Bharat Empire showcased so-called homegrown robotic dogs at a parade, only for netizens to expose them as toy dogs bought from Chinese e-commerce platforms, dirt cheap with a remote control range of just 15 meters. During the parade, each soldier trailed a robotic dog, clutching a remote, sparking global hilarity. This is the industrial level of a nation that imports even its toys, yet dreams of building laser weapons? The Bharat Empire relies on Japan, the US, China, and other powerhouses for nearly all high-end components and advanced materials. A country that imports screws dares to flex in high-tech fields. Their nuclear subs leak, their aircraft carriers' boilers explode, and their fighters crash routinely. DRDO's projects, from Tejas to Arjun to the MKIA, are all high-cost, low-performance disasters. The Bharat Empire should focus on basic industry before chasing laser weapons, or they'll keep playing the fool. What the Bharat Empire needs isn't laser weapons, but a laser scalpel to crack open the skulls of its delusional politicians, yanking their minds from world power fantasies back to reality. The blowhard traditions of DRDO and ISRO have made India a global punchline. From animated moon landings to paper laser weapons, every Bharat Empire declaration is a self-indulgent show. Their industrial base, tech level, and supply chain lag the US and China not by a decade, but by half a century. Instead of burning billions to cobble together civilian parts for a 30-kilowatt high-tech toy, they should build a real manufacturing sector and stop importing screws. The Bharat Empire's leaders need less champagne and more self-awareness, ditching fake specs that humiliate them globally. Laser weapons? They should first get those robotic dogs' remote range to 50 meters.